All right, in this last video, we're just going to do a couple more examples with transformations. In this case, we are going to be given the parent function and told what transformations happen, and then we need to go ahead and write a rule for our transformation or for our new function. So in this case, we want to write our new function, g. We want it to be a reflection in the x-axis followed by a translation 4 units to the right of f of x equals 2 of x. So again, our parent function is 2 to the x power, and we want our function to be a reflection in the x-axis followed by a translation 4 units to the right. So if we go here, let's look a reflection in the x-axis. We know that that's taking the opposite of our function. So if we go back, we want to do an x-axis reflection. That's taking the opposite of our function. So that's going to be taking negative f of x. And we know that we also want, if we have a translation 4 units to the right, 4 units to the right means that we are going to be subtracting from our input. So our function is going to look like this. We're going to be taking the opposite of our function followed by 4 units to the right. So again, you've got all of these are in your journal right here in the core concepts. So let's go ahead and see what this is going to look like. So first thing we're going to do is one step at a time. Let's do our reflection first. So we're going to take the opposite of f. So we're going to multiply everything by -1. So in this case, our function is just 2 to the x, so we're going to end up with -2 to the x power. So that's our reflection over the x-axis. The next that we're going to do is we're going to write a function that has the translation 4 units to the right. Now again, remember, 4 units to the right means we're subtracting 4 from the input. Okay, it's x minus 4, x minus h. So what that means here is we're going to take our function -2 to the x power, and we're going to replace x with x minus 4. So now we're going to get our transformed function is g of x, which is -2 to the x minus 4 power. Again, notice the difference between a change to the input and a change to the output. So an input change like this translation and an output change like this x-axis reflection. Okay, so that's how to write a rule given a couple of different transformations. The last example here, example number 6. So we're going to do the same thing, but in this case, this is going to be a log function. What I want you to do is I'm going to do this, we're going to do this one together, and then I'm going to give you an example one to do. So right here, we've got our parent function is log base 1/3 of x. And this one's going to be a translation 2 units up followed by a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. So in this case, we can see that we've got our translation 2 units up first. So that's going to be our function plus 2. So we're just adding 2 to the output. So we get log base 1/3 of x plus 2. The second is a vertical stretch by a factor of 2. Now this is a good example of why it's important to do these in order. If you don't do these in order, you may miss something. This case, we need to make sure we've added 2 to our function, and now for our vertical stretch, we're simply taking this entire function and multiplying it by 2. So 2 times this entire function, log base 1/3 of x plus 2. So when we multiply it, we have to go ahead and we have to distribute this, the 2, and we get 2 log base 1/3 of x plus 4. This right here is a common area. A lot of people make this mistake. A lot of people just multiply the log by 2 and they don't distribute it to the translation that has already happened. Make sure when you go through and when you're doing your own transformations, make sure that you go in the order they're given and make sure you apply all of those changes one at a time so that you don't forget any. Okay, so in this case, our transformed function would be 2 log base 1/3 of x plus 4. What I want you to answer, I want you to answer this question right here. Let the graph of g be a translation 1 unit down followed by a vertical stretch by a factor of 5 of the graph f of x equals log base 1/6 of x. Write a rule for g. So you can go back and you can look at the previous example if you want, but in the input question, I want you to write your rule for g based on these transformations.